Hello, my name is Chuck, and today I'll be guiding you through the WxHeadsUp feature of the Weathermuffin app. If you're not familiar with Weathermuffin, it's a novel marine weather application specifically for sailors and mariners, designed by a fellow sailor. First of all, what is WxHeadsUp? It's a feature of the app that scans for weather conditions of interest to you and proactively informs you of conditions to watch for over the next 72 hours. It kind of flips the marine weather process on its head in a good way. With grid files and other apps, you download a bunch of data, then interpret it to try to find things of interest to you. With WxHeadsUp, the Weathermuffin app scans all that data for you, then tells you what to look out for, and from there, you can deep dive as needed. Why does it work so well? Each time you connect using the app, your current position, speed, and course are sent to Weathermuffin servers in the United States. We check your specific scenario against the latest weather forecast data for conditions in your vicinity and along your path that may be of interest. The results are reported back to you in seconds, way faster than downloading a ton of grids. In fact, in order to get the same information that Weathermuffin provides you in mere seconds, you would have to download and interpret at least 8 different grid layers. How long would that take you? And, let's be honest, how easy is it for you to look at those grids and determine when and where you'll encounter, for example, confused seas, or wind against current? And, as a result, how often do you actually do that? So, you get the most important information fast, and there's less opportunity to accidentally overlook something important. With that out of the way, let's take a closer look. Today, for demonstration purposes, we're on a hypothetical journey heading out from San Francisco. The WxHeadsUp alerts are accessed using this first icon here. The first thing we notice is this little red badge. This lets us know that there are new alerts here we haven't seen yet. Now go ahead and tap on the icon, and we'll see a list of the most up-to-date alerts for our position, course, and speed. Now it just so happens that there is a storm system rolling into San Francisco. We happen to have quite a few alerts here. The alerts are color-coded for severity, with yellow being the least severe, orange in the middle, and red being the most severe. They're sorted to place the most important alerts at the top. And each item comes with some information, a description, a location, and a time. Here in the list we see, for example, a severe alert colored red called confused seas at a particular position and time. We also see some other orange alerts for gustiness, confused seas, visibility, and precipitation. If we scroll down, we can see there's some additional alerts that are yellow, less severe. Occasionally, you'll see an item in the list with a date and time slightly in the past. That's to be expected. Weather forecasts are not perfect, and sometimes weather arrives later than forecast. Thus, it could be important to know about something near you that was forecast for slightly earlier. We can tap on one of the alerts, and several things will happen. The first time we tap on a WxHeadsUp alert of a certain type, we're given a brief description of the condition depicted by the alert. Here we're being told that confused seas attempts to capture when more than one swell or wave patterns coming from different directions meet. Confused seas can be uncomfortable, sometimes even dangerous, so that's something we would like to know about. So we can go ahead and close that. Also, we see that a color-coded chart is now shown on the map, depicting the conditions referred to in the alert at the forecast time of the alert. More on this in just a moment. But before we go on, let me just review the time slider at the bottom. You slide it left and right to go backwards and forwards in time. As you do so, the selected time is shown in the little bubble, and whatever chart is displayed on the map changes to reflect the data for that time. Additionally, the app will extrapolate your vessel's position using your course and speed to show your anticipated location at the selected time. This is a small but unbelievably handy detail that enables you to see the weather in context with your voyage over time. Okay, now back to the WxHeadsUp alerts. When we tap on one, the map scrolls to show the event location, and the time slider is adjusted to the forecast time of the event. The pin here shows exactly where the forecast event is located. Now that we see the alert in context, we can maybe move forward and backward in time to get a sense of how conditions evolve, and perhaps use that to plan a strategy to avoid undesirable conditions. A legend is shown in the corner to help us interpret the color coding. Here we see that yellow refers to moderate confused seas, orange is heavy, and red is extreme. We can also go to the Info tab to get further details about the chart, such as this one here is labeled Confused Seas. In the World Region, published by NOAA and issued at 2131 Zulu on the 29th of December, with a valid date, in other words, of when this was forecast for, at 0600 Zulu on the 1st of January. We also see the description text if we should need to refer back to it. Now let's go over the kinds of alerts that are offered. We have sustained wind speed, which refers to the average wind speed for a period of time. We have significant wave height, which refers to the average wave height, trough to crest, of the highest 1/3 of the waves. We also have wave steepness. Often more critical to know than the height of waves is their steepness. For example, 8-foot or 2-meter waves are benign when a swell, but can become uncomfortable at best and dangerous at worst with a short period. Confused seas warns you when the forecast includes waves coming together from different directions, which could be uncomfortable or dangerous. There's gustiness, which is not just gusts, but the ratio of how high the gusts are relative to the sustained wind, which can be good to know, especially if you're a catamaran sailor. There's precipitation, which refers to rainfall. There's visibility, which accounts for fog and other causes of reduced visibility. And there's calm winds, which helps us sailboat sailors from getting becalmed. Knowledge of these kinds of conditions are crucial for sailing, but several of these you won't find anywhere else. And more alerts are being added continuously. Many of these do require a paid subscription, so keep that in mind. Wind speed and wave height are free, so you can try it out and get a feel for how you like it. I do believe you'll find the remaining alerts well worth the modest fee. Additional details about the WxHeadsUp weather alerts that are offered can be found at the Weathermuffin.com website. Today we took a look at the WxHeadsUp feature of Weathermuffin. We saw how WxHeadsUp actively scans vast quantities of weather data to tell us in a matter of seconds about important weather conditions, with information tailored to our particular situation. We talked about some of the differences between WxHeadsUp and GRIB files. We learned how to see changing conditions in context with our vessel's movement. We also saw how we could use this information to help us avoid uncomfortable or possibly dangerous conditions. And finally, we discussed some of the types of weather conditions that WxHeadsUp is keeping an eye on for us. In the description below, underneath the video, you'll find links to the app and other resources. Do you have any questions or thoughts? Leave a comment below. And safe sailing out there!